Members of the head office to room 1 and group A to room 2, please.
My name is Ren Tanaka, 26 years old. I work at a major retail company, Group T. Starting today, we're planned to have business training sessions for associated companies in this hotel, continuing for 3 days. I'm with Miss Fujiwara, who's a beautiful boss of mine. We've just finished with afternoon session, and now we're having a drinking party in room 1. Ugh, oh god, the last thing I need. Never thought I'd see my ex from college, Kaoruko Asami.
I thought you worked at a tiny company. What brings you here, Mr. Incompetent?
What?
Who is this?
During the party, Miss Fujiwara, who's clearly drunk, came up to me.
Tanaka, who was that rude lady?
My ex. I didn't want her to know I used to date someone with that attitude.
I mean, if she's here, she must be working for one of our business partners. I think we should find out which company she works for and report about her.
I don't think that's necessary.
You're too kind, and that's why everyone underestimates you.
In college, I was confessed by Kaoruko Asami, which started our relationship. I quickly fell in love with her beautiful looks and bubbliness. I worked multiple jobs to buy whatever she wanted.
Ren, I want a Chanel handbag.
Anything you want.
I love you.
But our relationship came to an abrupt end. Are you alright? One day, when we were about to go on a date, we stumbled across the landlord of my apartment down on the ground. So I checked on him. Are you feeling ill? Can you hear me? Oh, he's not responding. Considering the possibilities of serious injuries, I decided to take him to the hospital. However...
What? Why do we have to give up on our date? Is he more important than me to you?
But we gotta help him.
That's it. We're done.
This is how we broke up. I was pretty much aware of how she was only with me for money. So I was just glad that the landlord recovered afterwards. Day 2 of training. Me and Miss Fujiwara were working on the task given to us.
That's not right, Tanaka. Think more carefully.
Understood. Miss Fujiwara is known for being strict when it comes to work. She's been especially harsh ever since she became my direct superior. But thanks to that, I feel like I've finally caught up with my coworkers. I've been trying to figure out how to solve this task, to the point I even skipped lunch. Hearing a knock on the door, I turned over to see Miss Fujiwara popping her head in.
Tanaka, any updates?
A bit more time and it should be done. When I said that, she opened the door to enter my room.
I brought some bread and coffee for you. I'll go through it while you eat.
I can't ask you to do that much.
Did you forget I'm your boss?
Knowing how strict she usually is, I felt a kind of warmth in my chest hearing this. I downed the bread quickly and continued working with the help from Miss Fujiwara.
It's been a while, Mr. Tanaka.
When I was done with the task, it was 10 minutes before afternoon session. Then, 2 store staff came up to me. It has! How are you doing with the inventory check?
Thanks to the method you taught us, it's way easier now.
I used to hate accounting, but now that I've read the book you told me about, I've come to like it. I enjoyed the conversations with you too.
Hey, Tanaka, you're close to the staff members, yes?
After the afternoon session focused on relationship between head office and branches, Miss Fujiwara asked me as I was leaving the room. Yes, before I was assigned back to the head office, I was working with this subcontracting cleaning company.
I know. Everyone thought you'd have to be either bad at a job or hated by the president to be transferred to work at a cleaning company. There was a rumor about you.
A rumor?
It was unprecedented. That's why I was hard on you to brush you up when you came back and joined my team.
I was terrified of you back then, although you're still strict.
It was my job to get you on the right track. But I actually think you're good at your job. I wonder why you were sent away in the first place.
I don't know. I wanted to work at the head office with everyone else. When I was given a transfer notice, I was shocked. But there was nothing I could do other than to obey it and work as a cleaning staff.
I just realized you'd built strong connections with the staff members there.
Yeah. When you're a cleaning staff, you get asked for directions a lot. I became close with other employees as I was showing customers around. We would exchange information.
Was that the president's plan all along? No, it cannot be.
Being friends with the staff members from a subcontracting company seems to have changed Miss Fujiwara's opinion on me.
You know, I once saw you helping an old person in front of an elevator.
Isn't it natural to help old people?
Yes, but you were so naturally good at it. I still remember well. Since then, I couldn't help myself from looking at you cleaning whenever I'm at the mall for work.
Eh? Now I'm panicking. Could it be... she likes me? Looking at her only made her look away. No, there's no way. Wait a minute. That one time I drove her home, her mother asked me if I was a cleaning guy. Miss Fujiwara hastily urged me to go home. Has she talked to her mother about me at one point? Possibly understanding what I was thinking, she denied my theory, waving her hands.
I just thought you were admirable. That's it, I swear.
Then the president walked in. There you are, Miss Fujiwara. May I ask you something?
Yes, of course.
This could be the first time I see her tense up like this. From your perspective, what do you think of him as a salesman?
He's enthusiastic. He also has strong connections with store employees. I can say he's a good candidate.
I can't believe Miss Fujiwara's praising me, even though he took longer time to solve the task. Not to mention his general slowness in office work.
Sir, he's a hard worker. Plenty of others are slower than him. You're being too harsh on him. Oh no, I forgot I was talking to the president.
You're rather bold, Miss Fujiwara. Alright, I'll be right back, so stay put. He left the room saying so. As for Miss Fujiwara, she looked really worried.
I was being rude to the president. I'm probably getting transferred to a subcontracting company, and he went to grab the paperwork.
I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. Thank you for backing me up, Miss Fujiwara. A few minutes later, the president came back with a tablet. Tomorrow, I need you two to go see the department head from Yamaoka Shoji.
We are to...
I want you to find out why their reputation dropped drastically over the past 6 months.
Okay, sir. We'll start with checking their reviews.
I'm counting on you. That's all he had to say before he left.
I definitely thought I was being transferred. I've never received a direct order from the president. Is this some kind of a test?
It very well may be. Let's do our best either way.
It's no use overthinking. Tanaka, let's get to the reviews.
Me and Miss Fujiwara worked until midnight reading and summarizing the reviews. According to our research, all the bad reviews were due to store staff.
Most of the reviews were about how short-staffed it is, causing longer checkout time.
Some also say they saw a manager shouting at his staff. I called Miss Inoue, one of the staff members I'm close with, to confirm these reviews. I also called other staff members, and it was true that there's a manager who matches the review.
This is it. Now we're ready for tomorrow's meeting.
Next day, we were waiting in the meeting room for Chief Saito, the department head of Yamaoka Shoji. Then, Kaoruko entered holding coffee.
Why the heck are you here, incompetent Ren? Get out. Tanaka is our skillful salesman. As if. Leave. Now. Me and my partner have an important meeting with people from the head office. That's what we're here for.
Kaoruko only looked dumbfounded hearing this. I was just confused by her being here and couldn't say anything. Then entered Chief Saito. Miss Asami, what's the commotion?
Chief Saito, I caught them waiting in this room unauthorized.
You are...
Huh?
Miss Asami? He's the son of the president of Group T. My apologies, Mr. Tanaka, for my secretary's insolence. Miss Asami, apologize to him.
What? I didn't know he was a son of the president.
Miss Asami!
I'm sorry.
I couldn't really catch what they were saying, because I was more distracted by how shocked Miss Fujiwara looked. Miss Asami, you are now demoted from the position of secretary.
What? It's his fault. He lied to me. Why do I have to be demoted?
We were lost for words at her lack of sense in her excuse. I handed the document I prepared yesterday to Chief Saito.
I heard you shout at your employees in front of the customers.
I wouldn't say that's true. I would not do such a thing. Miss Inoue confirmed it over the phone. She also told me you've been ignoring her claim about staff shortage. That's a lie! She lies! I know her well, and I assure you, she's not the kind of person. Besides, she's not the only one who confirmed this.
Why didn't you hire more people?
To cut labor costs. It's the first thing you do once you start struggling financially. He said it with no remorse.
More than cutting labor cost, you should be promoting better service.
Chief Saito had no comeback to this. At that moment, door opens and the president walks in clapping his hands. Our company's motto is customers first. We're not interested in doing business with anyone who can't uphold that. Mr. President? No, I did not. I heard everything. You need to leave. His words totally shut them down, making them leave with tails between their legs. Ren, you did well. Dad, interacting with store staff as a cleaning guy came in handy. I bowed, then left the room with Miss Fujiwara. He was smiling.
Ren, let's go out again.
Kaoruko was waiting for me in the hallway. As soon as she saw me, she grabbed my hand. What? No way.
I'm sorry I talked to you like that. I didn't know you were the president's son, okay?
I don't want anything to do with someone who judges people by their title. Besides, I like Miss Fujiwara here. But Miss Fujiwara only looked back at me with her now very widened eyes. Then she ran. Miss Fujiwara! I ran after her, leaving behind Kaoruko, who was still trying to convince me to date her. How can she run so fast wearing heels? I finally caught up to her in the yard. We were both catching our breath before I hugged her from behind. Miss Fujiwara, I like you, and I'd really like to go out with you.
I can't.
Why?
You're the son of the president. I'm not a good match.
If our positions were reversed, would you say the same thing and turn me down? I like you, and that's all to it. It doesn't matter whose son I am. During all this, I was hugging her, but I was really nervous. I don't want to let her go, because she'll probably say, I'll say it again, Miss Karen, please go out with me.
Are you sure about it?
I can't think of anyone else but you. She then turns around and hugs me back. Realizing people were looking at us, we quickly retreated to the hotel. I was beyond happy to know that I could finally be in a relationship with her.
Ren, do you think your father will approve?
Yes, I do. Let's make sure we tell him as soon as possible.
Yes. Thank you, Ren.
3 months after the training sessions, my friend from college told me about Kaoruko. I saw her the other day, but I almost didn't recognize her. It was like she neglected to do anything with her clothes or hair. According to her friend, she doesn't have a job. To think Kaoruko, a prideful woman, would walk around looking like that. But I guess she had it coming. I just hope she reflects on her mistakes and moves forward one day. After another 3 months, me and Karen were visiting my parents' house. Dad, we are officially going out on a premise of marriage.
Mr. President?
Miss Fujiwara, please take a good care of Ren. I tend to be strict with him, so I ask you to be on his side.
Did you transfer him to work as a cleaning staff to get hands-on experience?
That's the best way to understand customers' mentality.
You had a much profound purpose then.
Well, they were requesting additional worker due to staff shortage at the same time. What? That's what it really was? I stood up out of shock. They were just laughing. Come on. Anyways, I want you to work together for the better future of Group T.
We'll do our best.
Then Dad tapped our shoulders. Good luck to you. And now me and Karen live together. I'm home.
Welcome home.
The reason I have all this is because Karen found me when I was a cleaning staff. Even if you're going through tough times, there's always someone who recognizes your hard work. That's the person you should really care about. I'll always remember this and stand by her side always.